Hi, my name's Meera Sodha and today I'm going to show you how to make my vegan tofu fried rice with Savoy cabbage. Now I'm going to be honest, I haven't always loved tofu, but in the last couple of years I've had some life-changing tofu dishes, so now I'm just an evangelical tofu pusher here to tell you how great it is. And this recipe is a brilliant introduction to silken tofu. Now, the other thing that I'm using today is the mighty, the beautiful Ocado Savoy cabbage. Now, I love this cabbage because it's so sweet and tender and it doesn't take long to cook. But listen, this recipe is so adaptable. You can use whatever vegetables are lying around in the bottom of your veg drawer and treat this recipe as more of a guide rather than a set of instructions. So I've just washed my rice until the water runs clear, because starch can make rice just sort of stick together and clump up. This is jasmine rice and this is my go-to everyday rice. I don't have to remember to soak it like I do with basmati. I'm just going to pour over some stock and bring it to the boil. So I'm just going to put the lid on and turn the heat down to a whisper. I'm going to put my timer on for 12 minutes, and whilst I wait for the rice to cook, I'm just going to chop my onion. I'll just put this pan on as well and get that nice and hot. Now this pan is nice and hot, I'm going to go in with my onion. And whilst that's sizzling away, I'm going to chop up the cabbage. There's so many things to love about the Savoy cabbage. And it's so much food for your money. If this was pasta, the world would be going nuts for it. So I'm just shredding this. Oh, this onion is starting to smell 100% delicious. I'm not going to caramelise it. I just want to sort of make sure that the onion is starting to turn a nice pale gold and that it should be soft enough to cut with my wooden spoon. So I'm going to crush some garlic into there. Everyone's got some onion and garlic lying around, and for me, I can never have enough garlic. My timer's gone off now. All I'm going to do is just turn off the heat on my rice. I'm not going to touch the lid because I'm going to leave my rice to rest, and that's quite an important step with rice. The longer you give it just to sit there in its little steam bath, all those little rice grains are just going to plump up. Okay, this garlic is now smelling amazing. So I'm going to add in all this gorgeous shredded cabbage. Now it looks like there's too much for the pan, but there isn't. It's just going to wilt down. See, it's already starting to just calm down a little bit. Calm down, cabbage. So I'm going to give that just a few minutes. So much volume. I don't really want to keep much crunch in there. This is really comfort food for me, this rice dish, and so you want it a bit soft. Right, now I'm going to hit it with some flavour. I'm going to add a teaspoon of 5-spice. With most dishes that I cook, I find that it's a couple of ingredients that really do quite a lot of the heavy lifting, and 5-spice is really that ingredient in this dish. So give it a good old mix around, and then one of my favourite ingredients, toasted sesame oil, and then I'm going to add some soy. This is light soy, there for seasoning. I'm going to bolster it with a bit of salt, and that's going to soften the cabbage as well. It's just had all the fight taken out of it now. And as soon as that's properly mixed in, then I'm going to add our tofu. So this is silken tofu, and it's so dairy-like and luxurious, and it's not what you'd expect from a store cupboard ingredient at all, because it feels really fresh and wonderful. And all I'm doing is just picking up bits and just squeezing it through my fingers, and it's going to give this dish just so much instant richness. It cooks in minutes and it's a great carrier of flavours. That's why I love using it. All I'm doing now is just heating up the tofu and cooking it until it's hot. Like Snoop Dogg said, cook it like it's hot. Cook it like it's hot. That's what he said, right? And that is ready for the rice. And you could just eat it just like that. I could eat it just like that. You could serve it over the rice, but I'm going to mix it in. All I've got to do now is add the rice. This is one of my favourite moments, is lifting off the lid of a big pot of rice and just smelling it. It's just so delicious. Right, I'm using my spaghetti spoon again because I want to be quite gentle with it and not break it up. And now just gently mixing everything together. Now, time to turn off the heat. Oh, that looks amazing. So, it's time to plate up. Yum. A little bit more cabbage. Everyone loves a bit more cabbage. No one's ever said that before. Give me more cabbage, have they? They will now. What I love to serve this with is a bit of sriracha. I'm just going to drizzle that over because that sort of sweet heat of the sriracha goes so well with this very comforting dish. And there we go. Now it's time to tuck in. Everybody, tuck in. It's really good.